Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's more Colbert drama. Now, Stephen Colbert is telling Trump to go F himself because he made jokes about the show getting canceled. We got Jon Stewart out there. We got all the late night bros kind of lamenting and commiserating and ranting it against Trump, even though the show was not canceled because of Trump.
He really shouldn't have made the comment, though. I mean, it kind of like, dude, I get it. I mean, I get him being upset and mad about stuff. I get it. But I'm also kind of like, maybe now's not the time. You know what I mean? Maybe you should worry about other stuff. But
yeah,
as far as the late night hosts and stuff go, where I'm sitting and they're all jumping in on this, is this. Yesterday we did a video, and we talked in that video about how the reason they got rid of him was because it was costing them millions and their numbers were way down. And they were number one in that late night niche, right? Mm-hmm. So if Colbert's number one in that time slot and it's not good enough or strong enough for him to keep his job, I don't think it's necessarily smart for the other guys to jump in when they aren't even in the top spot and they already know their numbers are falling off a cliff, to go and stick their foot in this one too, because they're just going to hasten their demise.
Yeah. Like right now, late night is not in a good place. They're saying that most of the shows other than Colbert have like 1 million viewers. And out of those viewers, only a small portion are the desirable demographic. That'd be the 18 to 49s, the people that actually do most of the purchasing that advertisers want.
1 million viewers, right? And put that into perspective. There's a bunch of YouTubers who get 10 times that on every video.
Yes.
I'm just pointing that out.
Right. I thought it was kind of weird. Like his rant, he put it up, or they put it up on YouTube yesterday, and it was up for about 24 hours. And it had like 2.5 million views. And I'm like, yeah, Mr. Beast gets that in like 15 minutes.
He ranted and he only got 2.5 million views, and their average, and he was one of the better ones, averaging a little more than $1 million a show.
Yeah.
So that's still not great.
That's not good. And again, even the New York Times said this show was losing $40 to $50 million a year. 200 people worked on the show to create 45 minutes of really mid content,
Right. So like, that's what I'm saying. And if they were number one, that means that Jon Stewart and company are not. So if he's getting gone and he's at the top, don't you think it's probably stupid to be shooting your mouth off?
Can you imagine what we could do with 200 people?
200 people.
200 people.
Million, 200 people. What do you mean?
No, if we had 200 people working for us, could you imagine what we could do? We'd do a lot more in a one.
Rule the world. We have 2 people, occasionally 3. We'd rule the world.
It's just insane to think about this. Like so many YouTube channels, even the ones that are considered, super successful, that have a staff, they might only have a staff of maybe a dozen, and they get more views than these late show talk hosts do. It's crazy. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Go out to news.clownfishtv.com. Check out our podcast, $5 a month. You get extra content you don't get over here. Trying to spread out a little bit and get away from YouTube, because I don't know what's going to happen with YouTube. But check it out, news.clownfishtv.com. So I guess we'll talk about Colbert telling Trump to go F himself after the president taunts him over the show cancellation. He says,
well, it really wasn't a good look for Trump to do that either, if we're being fair.
Yeah, here's where I'm at with it too. Like, you're the president. Just please run the country. Just run the country. We don't need to weigh in on sports team names. We don't need to weigh in on late show theatrics or whatever, Hollywood. I get he's a Hollywood guy.
Well, not just that. I get the fact that these people spent the last 4 years, more than that, totally like going out of their way to do shitty things. I get it.
So it feels good, right? It feels good to see all your enemies get crushed.
I get it. But when you're doing that, you're just giving them exactly what they want. And,
right.
But it's just making it look more and more like he was fired for that reason. But we're going to talk about it in a bit. Paramount's doing other cuts to things that have nothing to do with like Colbert. And are they going to blame that one on Trump too?
So yeah, this is what he's like, because Trump said, oh yeah, he's basically like he's glad Colbert was canceled, and he's like, Jimmy Kimmel's next, and then Colbert says, and for the next 10 months, the gloves are off. I can finally speak unvarnished truth to power and say what I really think about Donald Trump starting right now. I don't care for him.
We knew that, dude. That wasn't a secret.
If they yank him off the air now, then yeah, I'm gonna say this is. But they probably are like, yeah, we don't want to get sued.
No, if they yank him off the air now, he's deliberately saying he's going to go out and say whatever he wants, even if it's problematic, because he feels like he has 10 months to do it. That doesn't mean that they won't, that there's not something else, that there's another clause that could kick in if he's causing the network damage by going off and saying stupid things.
Because you can hasten up your firing. A lot of times they'll let you leave with your head held high, but if you're going to be a pain in the ass, they're going to kick your ass out the door. Mm-hmm. So Trump said, I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next, has even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfeld is better than all of them combined, including the moron on NBC who ruined the once great Tonight Show. That'd be Fallon. You probably can't even remember his name. All the Jimmys. And Colbert said, how dare you, sir? Would an untalented man be able to compose the following satirical witticism? Go fuck yourself. The liberal audience cheered loudly in response.
Sure they did.
And everybody clapped. Oh, God.
Look, he's gonna play into it now, because I think he's gonna try to drum up as much crap as he can, because he wants to, spit it off into something else, which I get. But what I found interesting is, all these other show hosts are coming out and saying stuff. And again, like I said, if they fired him because his show wasn't performing enough, which I think is the Trump thing play into it? It's likely. It's very possible. Two things could be true at once. But they can prove that his numbers and his ratings were in the toilet. And he was the one that was doing the best.
Yes. And he was still down considerably from just a couple of years ago, because I think people are over. They don't want to listen to, like, look, I want to be entertained. I want you to talk to celebrities that matter, not go on about Trump. Well,
that's what he's going to do now.
Yeah.
That's all he's going to do.
It's going to be worse. So, but this is interesting. So they talked about the financial reasons. And he said, how could it be a financial decision if the Late Show is number one in ratings? He said, dumbass, you can still be number one and still be losing money, right?
Wait, this is what Colbert said?
This is what Colbert said. Then
he's not this stupid.
I'm really beginning to wonder. The host cited Puck News journalist Matt Bellany, who reported the Colbert Show had been losing more than $40 million a year. He said 40 million is a big number. I could see us losing 24 million, but where would Paramount have possibly spent the other $16 million?
Whoa.
Because
40 million's big. We only probably lost 24. Okay. That makes it better? I mean, is he kidding? He has to be kidding. He can't be that stupid.
So this is really interesting too. So Gutfeld, which I don't watch Gutfeld. It sounds like
we don't watch any of these.
I don't watch any of these guys, but Gutfeld is late night's highest rated program. So they're saying
my parents watch Gutfeld. I know they do.
They have 3 million viewers, which is almost 1 million more than Colbert. And they have 365,000 in the 25 to 54 age demographic in the 10 p.m. hour. So that's the demographic they want. That 18 to, I've heard 18 to 49, 18 to 55. Basically, your prime earning years. They want those people because they're the ones who spend most of the money. And,
but again, I think the ones watching them are the older people.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I can't imagine that.
My parents do.
I can't imagine many 22-year-olds are like, "Oh my God, guys, it's almost time for Gutfeld. I got to get home." I can't.
Even Colbert.
I can't party tonight. Gutfeld's going to be on at 10, and oh boy, Roseanne Barr's going to be on too. I just can't wait.
Okay, no, I'd pay money to see Gutfeld with Roseanne Barr, though. That would be hilarious.
I'm sure she's been on there. I don't know. I don't watch any of these people. Like, everybody's like, you guys are all the... I don't fucking watch Fox News. I don't watch any of this shit. I don't watch MSNBC.
We literally
like
in the middle. Like, it's like we are, we've always been like moderate, like the rational middle, that's what we've always been.
Fence
yeah, I don't care. Fuck off. Like, I will call both sides out depending on what's right. If something's wrong, I'll say so. If something that's done right, I'll say so. But I don't I've always leaned left. Now I'm considered far right. So it doesn't matter. I never changed. But I just think this is, I just think that he's melting down, and his quest to melt down is either going to bite him in the ass even more, because they'll find a way to get rid of him if he's causing damage, or going to get them sued. Because he's like, I'm still here 10 months. It's like, yeah, but if you get sued, who's going to cover that?
Oh my God. So, so they talk about all his bros, his late night bros, which I can't imagine all the. I mean, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Maybe they're all just supporting each other because they know they're next. But if you're in a highly competitive space like this, you guys are all not going to be hanging out together, having a barbecue, having a picnic, right? You're going to be like, no, that son of a bitch got more views than I did.
Well, not to your face. I mean,
your face, but they're also like, it's in their best interest to latch onto this and try to make a case for why they shouldn't be fired next. And I've noticed that a lot of times you get friends of convenience sometimes if you're.
Yeah. And I think the ones, they're going to be like, "How that's a big mistake. How dare you? You're so stupid." And I'm like, but they're also the ones that are going to, if he is gone, they're going to maybe possibly benefit because there'll be more views on them. Unless he goes and does his own thing and gets a deal someplace else, then there's going to be views on him there more than them. But you guys he's already failing. You guys are feeling worse.
He said, Kimmel, I'm the martyr. There's only room for one on this cross, and the view's fantastic from up here. I can see your house. He declares himself a martyr. Oh, for fuck's sake. Jon Stewart rages over Colbert cancellation of the F-bomb filled speech. And so they used to work together. Actually, it's weird because Colbert tried to shut Stewart up a couple of years ago when he was basically saying, hey, the virus came out of Wuhan, the lab. Yeah. And he's like, careful. Okay,
let's just, for argument's sake, said like 3 years ago, these same guys are making like, jokes and saying, fuck you, Biden, and all the other stuff. What would have happened then?
Yeah, right.
It would have been justified if they were firing then, right?
Right. So yeah, here's what Stewart said, I guess. Stephen exceeds all expectations in the role as Late Show host and became the #1 late night show on network television. It's been undeniable great pleasure for me as a viewer and as his friend who worked with Colbert on The Daily Show. Yeah, that's where he got started. Now, I acknowledge late night TV is struggling. It's a struggling financial model. We're all basically operating a Blockbuster kiosk inside of a tower of records. That is a very astute observation.
That's the problem.
Stewart is the smartest of these guys, right? He always has been, but when your industry is faced with changes, you don't just call it a day. The fact that CBS didn't try to save their #1 rated late night franchise that's been on the air for over 3 decades is part of what's making everybody wonder.
It's not making everybody wonder. It's costing them money.
And it's going to be a new company soon. And that's the thing too. Like it's going to be a new company. We know they're trying to save money, scrape money. They're doing all kinds of underhanded shit. Ask the South Park guys how that's going.
Well, they're working on a deal right now, apparently.
Okay, but they're like, you know what I'm saying? They're wheeling and dealing and basically whatever.
They'll keep the South Park guys, but they want to get rid of him.
just put South Park on. Just put South Park on at 11 o'clock. You have Cartman can have a talk show. Do it like a VTuber thing with Cartman. Holy shit! Oh my God, they killed. No, seriously, if you had freaking Cartman hosting a late show, do it like a VTuber thing. Do it like Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I'd watch that shit. You'd get your demographic. You'd get your 18 to 49s watching.
Sure, you would, because you're just lowbrow and stupid.
I'd watch it. It'd be freaking hilarious.
People would watch it.
I said, maybe it's a path of least resistance for your $8 billion merger to kill a show rankled a fragile and vengeful president.
This isn't so about that. I think it might be partly because they're afraid of getting sued again. Right?
Yeah, but they're also, it's not worth the hassle. They're probably looking at, like, look, if I were in charge, okay, and as a small business owner, you make decisions like this too. You look at a situation and you're like, okay, we have a jumping off point. In fact, we're looking at a situation right now with one of our businesses. We're like, we have a potential jumping off point. Do we continue knowing that it's going to be more of the same and it's probably going to decline, or do we take the out and then move on to something else that's more profitable? And a smart business person knows when to fold them. Mm-hmm. They know when to walk away. They know when to run. And they're like, yeah, late night is dead. We're not going to sign another 5 or 10 year contract for something that's going to be diminishing returns. And that's it. You know,
and then the other one's all like I said, screaming at the clouds too because of it. I'm just like, guys, you know what? That's just so dumb. You're asking for more of the same.
Yeah, so it just goes on, and it's like, look, they're making this weirdly political statement, like we have to take a stand. So this is what gets me too. Is like, okay, you guys are liberals, right? Like the Democratic Party that I remember would be like, why are we sticking up for a bunch of millionaires? Why are we? Oh no, the millionaires aren't going to have their jobs.
I know, right?
We can't afford fucking eggs, but the poor millionaires. We're all going to be replaced with AI, but the poor millionaires.
I know, right? Why aren't they replacing him with AI? But at least I think you control it. He wouldn't say something stupid. But it's not just his show. They're making a bunch of cuts. They're cutting offices in Africa. They're cutting
Star Trek. Star Trek's done too.
Yeah, they're cutting out other things that are expensive because they're trying to trim it down so they can sell it or whatever. So it's not just his show. There's other things that are being cut as well. It's not just his. I'm sure the drama with the Trump thing and then the money they had to do the settlement and all that at CBS did not help. No, but they're cutting stuff across the board, and you can't blame that all on Trump.
No, and that's the thing, and it's like it's not personal, it's just business. But the entire entertainment industry, the entire media landscape has been just decimated because there was a lot of bloat, and everybody kind of ran headfirst into the wood chipper with streaming, and here we are. How come people aren't outraged about Star Trek being canceled, but they're outraged about Colbert? Why is it just Colbert? Why is everybody so up in arms?
Because they're tying Colbert to Trump. That's why. There's all this other stuff getting canceled too. It's not just him,
right?
But all you're hearing about is him because they're conflating it with Trump.
Like we got to take our stand. I'm like, how many people are people actually, other than celebrities, who love the platforms, right? They love these late night hosts because they can go on their show.
They like to have their ego waxed. Let's put it that way.
Right, and they love the late night circuit that they do, and there's not going to be a late night circuit here pretty soon, and that's what this is about. Do you see normies other than Blue Sky? And there are no normies on Blue Sky. Do you see normies out there being like, oh my god, the king is trying to silence Colbert? How about? It's like, no, he's a freaking millionaire on a show that barely people fall asleep to, and it's a dinosaur business model. He'll be fine. If everybody's worried about it, this guy's gonna be fine. I guarantee you. He's probably going to try. You know what I think is probably going to happen? He's probably going to try to get himself fired sooner to become a martyr, and then he's going to go jump ship and go get himself like some $25 million podcast deal.
That's what I think he's going to do too. I mean, he's going to play this up.
Staff,
The one thing I'm worried about is in his quest to play it up, is he going to end up, because I got 10 months left, that's it, I can say whatever I want. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that the legal department would agree. No,
they won't let him do that. And if he does something to become a martyr, think about your staff. Think about your staff.
I don't know if he's thinking about anything but himself, but
I'm just saying, because the smart thing to do at this point, I mean, you can get your point across to a degree, but the smart thing to do would be to write it out, make sure that your people are taken care of, because I guarantee you those people are not going to have another job like they have working for you, because those jobs are drying up. So it's going to be a really grim Christmas for a lot of them if you decide to whack the beehive and get the show yanked off the air earlier. I'm just saying. All right, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.